Welcome back to some more battles. We are in the Color Cup, and let's try to get some wins. We're going to be using the Gastrodon paired with the Charjabug and the Toxapex in the back. So they switch out into their Dugong. We're going to go into our Charjabug. They're going to be able to fire off the move first, unfortunately. We do shield a Drurun, and now we're just going to fight back with the Discharge. First Discharge does get shielded, but they're going to be able to get to another move pretty quickly. Icy Wind is tanked, and now we're trying to build up. You get to another Discharge here. This will get the last shield, and then we're going to be able to fire off another Discharge. Down goes the Dugong, and we see the Stumpus come back in. We're only going to be able to fight back with this X-Scissor, so it's just chipping away at it. And then we can line up our Gastrodon onto their Stumpus. So we have a good matchup here. They go for the Mud Bomb, and we see the Abomasnow in the back. So luckily this Toxapex coming in clutch, and GG's to our opponent. So far, the core is going to be the Gastrodon with the Toxapex. So obviously really weak to the grass types, but the Toxapex able to at least fight back against those grass types. Here we have a horrible lead. They decided to go for the Scald, and they get the debuff, so we're only going to be able to basically try to soft lose this. Earth Power is used getting them into the low red, and down goes our Gastro. As you can see here, don't necessarily want to go in with either of these, but we think that the tankiness of Toxapex will be the best, and we can get extra farm. Here we're going to fire off the Brine before they get to their move so that we don't have to tank another one. And now we see the Marowak. A Marowak into the Toxapex with some energy is interesting. We're going to use this Brine here. So what do we think is in the back here? Some kind of grass type? Well, we're going to take 2 shields into this last matchup. We're going to have to invest shields here, and our opponent is going to be able to get to multiple moves. We have to double shield. Oh, ends up being the Talonflame. So they had a double fire team, and then here we're going to go for this Discharge. They end up shielding it, and unfortunately our Toxapex doesn't have enough health or energy to throw a move, and we probably needed a Sludge Wave from that range. So unfortunate. We ran into the double fire team, and Witch Catch was kind of a core breaker. All right, we got the Gastrodon versus the Shadow Feraligatr. We actually are going to switch out here because we actually have 2 things decent against the Feraligatr, and now we bait out the Kingdra. The energy advantage on this Charjabug is going to come in handy because we can get to multiple X-Scissors. Second one here is going to get the shield, and that's really, really nice. I believe they have to go Outrage here. Yeah, Outrage, or we're going to survive that Octazooka. So they fired off the move for the KO. We get the farm down, and now we have even shields, but we have such an energy advantage. We're going to fire off the Earth Power. Does grab the shield, and now we're going to force them to use some energy or dip out of there. Okay, it looks like they are going to use their own Toxapex. Was this a triple water team? Yeah, it was. So we have the shield advantage. However, they have the slight health advantage. Sludge Wave is going to get used. We can tank it. We're going to throw our own Sludge Wave. Basically, we need to be able to okay, we actually are just going to switch out here, anticipating a Sludge Wave, but they go for the Brine. So nice play by our opponent. We did sneak in that Mud Slap, and we are going to shield for the KO, and then we're going to force some more energy from this Toxapex. It does KO us, but you can see our own Toxapex already has a move, and it's going to KO from that range. So well played by us. We did manage that end game. It was interesting. They ended up throwing Brine, but I guess they did wait, so I guess it was okay for them. All right, we're just going to go into the Charjabug against this Talonflame because we are going to see what they have for this particular Pokemon. We decide to get a shield advantage and then probably go into the Gastro here because we anticipate them having multiple counters to this Gastro. We shield the Brave Bird, and that's really nice for us. They're still staying in, which is very interesting. So they might have their own Gastro, to be honest. Nope, they had the Ferrothorn, pretty decent counter. And then we're going to switch into our Toxapex. The Toxapex, not necessarily a counter to the Ferrothorn, but they actually switch out of there and go into their Kingdra. We fire out the Sludge Wave, it ends up going through, and we need this to be a bait, and we need to farm down. But they go for the Outer Rage correctly, and now we just got to farm down, hope for the best. Let's see if this energy advantage comes into clutch. We fire off the Earth Power, no debuff, but it does some decent neutral damage. Obvious shield here. Power Whip is going to just absolutely take us out. We go for the Body Slam. It does grab the shield, and we win the CAP tie. Is this body enough? Is this Body Slam enough for the KO? Yes, it is. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with that huge energy advantage with our Gastrodon. All right. Luckily, we had that Earth Power. Sometimes people are using Water Pulse, so we did have the correct neutral move. All right, we have a terrible lead here. We're going to switch out into the Charjabug. We try to catch a Grass Knot, but this is going to be the Rock Slide because they were patient with it. We're going to fire off this Discharge. The Discharge here does some neutral damage, but they're going to be able to farm us down, unfortunately. So they have Cradily, Marowak so far. Nice little core. We're going to go into the Gastro, tank the Shadow Bone. We get debuffed too. And now we're going to fire off this Body Slam. We need this Body Slam to barely not KO. So then we can farm with this Toxapex. And that's exactly what we execute. Okay, and now we see the Cradily come back in. What do they have that didn't want to see this Toxapex? Maybe another Fire type? Or maybe even Jump Love. But we are getting it pretty low. Unfortunately, that Brine didn't KO. And now we're going to be forced to use a shield. Oh, ends up being the Kingdra. So this Kingdra here is going to be able to tank a move. We're going to go for this Brine bait. We do grab a shield, but we're so low. Unfortunately, just not going to be able to have enough health to win this matchup here. We go for another Brine just to get the last shield, and down goes our Toxapex. So well played by them. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.